Welcome back to Geek Therapy Radio. I am Johnny Hemberger, your mental curator for this evening. Sorry, I've been battling off a sore throat or a little bit of a cold this week, but it's given my voice a more sexy timbre, I think. Anyways, back to geek stuff. And I had a geek conniption this past week. Sarah and I went to one of her cousin's weddings. It was one wedding. We went to a wedding in Missouri. And her uncle had... I'm just going to cut right to the chase. Her uncle had an RS7, an Audi RS7. And for those of you who don't know, you don't know. But I'm going to tell you. And for those of you who do know, you know. It is a car that you'd see driving down the road and you think, oh, that's a nice looking car. But you wouldn't think much of it unless you're in the know. Then you'd see it and it'd be like, is that an RS7? That is an RS7. That is one of the fastest cars Audi makes, period. It is faster than most of their R8s. This is a 4-door family car. It's designed to move 4 to 5 human adults in comfort. It is designed to put your kids in the back seat and take them to school. Yet, it will eat a Lamborghini alive. It will eat a Corvette alive. It will eat almost everything else on the road for breakfast. This is a big 4-door family car. Base model, 560-something horsepower. And Audi and Volkswagen are notorious for underselling that horsepower amount. They're usually 20 to 50 horsepower more than the spec sheet says. So the paper says 560. It's probably pushing closer to 600 base model. You can get like performance packages of it that bumps the horsepower up even further. But just as a baseline, it's around 600. 600 horsepower in a family sedan. Twin turbo 4-liter V8. It's the same V8 that is in my vehicle. My vehicle is the 4.2 V8. No, it's just naturally aspirated, no turbos or anything like that. And my vehicle puts out 354 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque. The RS7 is they've shaved off 0.2 of a liter and added 2 massive turbos on it. Well, not one massive. One is massive, the other is not very massive. It's basically to a big turbo and a little turbo to eliminate turbo lag. And let me tell you, I drove it. There is absolutely no perceived turbo lag in this beast. It is bone-jarring savagery off the line. It is so unbelievably fast. If you weren't prepared for it, it would probably snap your neck back and give you whiplash just to start. And I wasn't even pushing this thing hard. I didn't really hardly engage the launch mode. I had my foot down on the brake pedal and they gave it a little gas and then just lifted off the brake pedal, and holy God in heaven, the way this thing moves forward through time and space. Engage warp. That's what it feels like. It was the closest thing to warp that the average person will feel, and I feel honored and privileged to have the opportunity to drive such a vehicle. The quickness at which you blink your eye and the speedometer is at 0, and then all of a sudden at 120. I will not say kilometers or miles per hour. I'll let you use your imagination. Screw it. 120 miles an hour. You should not measure the 0 to 60 time in this car. You shouldn't measure the quickness in 0 to 60. You should measure it in 0 to 120. That would be a more accurate way to measure it. Because the way this thing clicks off triple digits is frightening. It's staggering. It's awe-inspiring. Like I said before, it is savage. And part of the scary part is that, like I said, you're looking at the speedometer says 0. You put your foot down. Next time you look down, and seemingly a fraction of a second later, it says 120. It inside the cabin, cruising, there's no way you'd tell it was 120. The only way you could tell it's 120 is by seeing the speedometer and seeing how fast the white lines on the highway are flying by. And it catches up with you quick. And if I did not pull my foot off the accelerator because there was a curve coming up in this wide open highway, let me just say, there was no other cars around. I brought it back down to the speed limit if there was any cars around. And again, I did not cruise at 120. It was just a short burst. Holy crap. So I could scream and pee my pants. Whoa. Then you slow back down to keep it at around 70. Anyways, if you keep your foot buried, you'd find the governor pretty quick. And the owner, Sarah's uncle, I asked him, I was like, so do you know where the governor is? Because I know where it is in my car. He's like, no, I don't know where the governor is. But I think that's because his wife was nearby. And she was nearby because she goes, what's a governor? And we're like, it's the thing that regulates your speed. It means you can't go faster than a certain predetermined speed that the car dictates. In my vehicle, the governor comes on, and let me look in the camera here. My governor engages, so I've heard, at 155 miles an hour, which begged another discussion. One of my friends has a Dodge Challenger RT, and the governor in her car, it's a lady, in her car, the governor kicks in at 110. This is the performance model, and I don't know if it's the same for all RTs, but for this car, the governor kicked in at 110, which in one hand is stupid in the vein of you paid extra money to have this performance version of this vehicle. Why is the governor set so low? On the other hand, ain't nobody got to do 110. Ain't nobody got to do 100. Ain't nobody got to do 90. Only that I know of in Texas, we have speed limits that go up to 85 miles an hour. So there's no reason why a governor should even be at 110. That's excessive. But it's also stupid in a performance vehicle. Like, you're paying for that extra performance. You're paying to be able to go faster than 110. So why is it capped at 110? So it begs the question, in my vehicle, 155 miles per hour is the governor in the United States of America. What road will you ever get up to 155 miles an hour on regularly? Now, I'm not condoning or saying or challenging anybody. I can do 155. I can do 155 on my way home from work. Stop it. You're stupid. Don't do it. That's my official statement. Do not challenge this governor discussion to see how fast, to see where your governor kicks in. I'm sure most guys listening right now are just like nodding. I know where my governor kicks in. So anyways, governor at 155, that's ridiculous. You know what the governor is on my vehicle in Europe? In Germany, the governor doesn't kick in until 174 miles an hour. And apparently, I can go to the dealership and raise my governor from 155 to 174. Where would I even be able to tap in to 174 miles an hour? Some people are saying, sorry for the sniffles, some people are saying, well, you could use 174 miles per hour on the track. To my knowledge, around Houston, where I live, I don't think, and anyone can get on Geek Therapy Radio on Facebook and clue me in on this. Anybody can email me, geektherapy@iheartmedia.com. Anybody could go on this YouTube, Geek Therapy Radio on YouTube, and type in the answer to this in case I don't know. But to my knowledge, around Houston, there isn't a racetrack where you can get up to 174 miles an hour in a pedestrian car. I would consider my vehicle a pedestrian vehicle. If I was to race, I don't think there's a racetrack around where I can reach 155 in my vehicle. So why is the governor so high? Well, because of the Autobahn. I'm nowhere near an Autobahn. I appreciate, and it's cool bragging rights to be like, yeah, my governor kicks in at 155. But when are you ever going to use that? When are you ever going to see 155 miles an hour, let alone 174 miles an hour, even on a racetrack? I don't think there's a straightaway on a Houston racetrack long enough for a pedestrian vehicle to reach 155. Let's say you have the Audi RS7. Is there a straight, and I want you listeners to fill me in on this, is there a straight long enough in or around Houston on a racetrack, on a legal racetrack, where even an RS7 can get up to 155? Where even a Lamborghini can get up to 155, or a Ferrari, or a Bugatti Veyron, or Chiron. Actually, I think that might be able to hit 155 on a relatively short straightaway. But I don't know. You tell me. I haven't been to any racetracks around Houston. I don't know. Maybe there is a place where you can get your pedestrian vehicle up to those speeds. So my point is, all I was getting at with this segment is, I drove an RS7, and it was a cathartic, spiritual moment for me as a geek. I haven't even begun to talk about the technology in this vehicle. Unreal. The car weighs like 5,000 pounds. It's like I said, it's a family sedan. So it seems to defy the laws of physics that it's able to move that quickly at that stability. Oh, and it burbled. When you let your foot off the gas and you have it in manual mode with the flappy paddles, keep it in second gear, and then you let off the accelerator. Oh! Hurt me! Damn, that's awesome. I cussed on Geek Therapy Radio. We'll be right back with more Geek Therapy Radio. I'm going to take these few minutes of a break to go splash some cold water on my face and calm down off of my recollections of driving the RS7. Oh, it was great. It was great. It was great. It was great. More Geek Therapy Radio coming up. I'm Johnny Hamburger. Stick around.